Welcome you to the beautiful Rocky Mountains here in Colorado. The Flatirons just outside the stadium, and that's where the Buffalo used to roam. Some still do.
I grew up in Arvada, Colorado, went to Pomona High School.
I'm from Buena Vista, Colorado, and I had the great opportunity to play at the University of Colorado.
When I was a high school player at Thomas Jefferson, I wanted to be, the best tight end I could be. And Colorado had a great tradition of tight ends here.
Went to Niwot High School right up the street here in Boulder County. This is the only place I ever really wanted to play.
Being from Colorado, always grew up watching the Buffs. And I was one of the high recruits from the state of Colorado.
Coming out of this small town, I was recruited by only a few schools, but the University of Colorado stuck out as the premier place for me to play and to get a great education.
So to be recruited by the in-state program, your in-state school, was a big, big deal. I mean, we grew up, if you were gonna play football, you grew up thinking, I'm going to Boulder, I'm wearing the black and gold.
Something about watching that Buffalo run around the field and those gold helmets charge out of the locker room, there was just something magical about it. And I think one of the things that I loved most about it is it felt like home.
There's no campus that looks like this in the United States. There's nothing like running behind Ralphie every Saturday morning.
I wanted nothing more than to be one of those guys that put on that gold hat and ran out behind Ralphie. And the reason is because I knew the reverence that the athletes in this state held for the guy in that position.
I'm Rocky Mountain bred and born and bleed that black and gold, so this place is pretty damn special to me.
You could accomplish everything from a football standpoint at the University of Colorado that you could in the other places that I was recruited. You just didn't have to leave the state.
Matt McChesney, the senior from Longmont, Colorado.
And there were so many proud Colorado kids in that 2000 class. We made a point, as the first commit of that class, I made a point to go to my guys that were getting recruited in state and say, look, you don't need to leave to be successful. Come to Boulder and we'll win. And we did.
Once I got there, it changed very quickly and dramatically for me because I very quickly realized that I would have a chance to get on the field. And from that moment, I was focused like a laser beam to try to be the quarterback at the University of Colorado. And the reason that was such a singular goal for me on an individual basis is because I grew up idolizing the guys that I saw in that position.
We had dudes. We had NFL players playing at the University of Colorado. If you were a dude, if you could play, then CU, and you were an in-state kid, CU was the place you wanted to go.
I won the John Mackey Award, and it's an individual award, but I wouldn't have done it without my teammates. I had great teammates here.
Going into my senior year, I was named preseason All-American, and that spring I was drafted in the first round by the New England Patriots. And little did I know all of the things that were ahead of me because of it.
When it came time, I was drafted in the NBA, I was drafted in the NFL, I'd been drafted in Major League Baseball when I was in high school. All of that was made possible, I think, in part to what I was able to experience at the University of Colorado.
I was in your seat. I was a high school football player in this state. And I can tell you, there was no other place that I wanted to play. Is at your fingertips in Boulder. It's right there. You don't have to go anywhere else to fulfill every dream that you have in your head, both team and individually. It's all right here.